This is Gerald Johan van Waas on the Educational Channel, related with the book Sound in Form. There's a large book with a full study, volume 1 and 2 together, and the books are also separate as the development of the word and the application of the word. They are available at Trafford and in several distribution channels. The first volume is about building up the theory. Second one is with all kinds of studies about the origins of letters and meanings of sounds and letters, and also about certain steering systems that you can find in several scripts, and in the end also the association with spectrograms. And this is the association I will explain today, and this will be maybe an instruction that will be much more easy than all the other videos that I had before. Because in the spectrograms, what is that? This is actually the sound waves of the words that you can hear, and it is registered, and you can see where it is where the sounds are more dominant. And in these registrations, there are three regions, again the three regions of my theory as well, that are recognizable. The first region is around 1000 megahertz, exactly also with numbers as it is supposed to have as a frequency as well. And this is the frequency where as a foundation, and it is related with our three-dimensional word, so it's our foundation, everything which we can recognize immediately. It's a steady basis, let's say, where you feel comfortable, and all the letters that are around that are related with this region and this way of thinking as well. The second region is which I call the area of formation. See, these are the letters that are changing form, are progressing, are changing, and also in your hearing, you hear, okay, this is the sound of where I have a foundation, I feel comfortable. Now I also hear a change, so my attention is there, okay, I need some more time to place it somewhere, so time is important there, so the next dimensions of time will be associated automatically. And the last region is the feedback region. It's also called like that in spectrograms. And there your alertness is alerted, and you can see, okay, I need something where I need to make an adaptation. I can see maybe I can do a change, or maybe I can insert something. This alertness is in these higher frequencies. So there you will find all the responses as well. So these are the last three dimensions as well. So let's go to some of the letters. Here are three sounds, easy sounds. So what will be the effect of A? There you can see the A. It will mainly be the recognizable foundation of all the letters that are hanging around it. So it's loud and clear, it's founded. You can hear, yeah, it's around 1000, the 1000, around the 1. It's a clear foundation. You hear, okay, here I have a foundation with that. If you hear the A, you have that idea. There's a small reflection upside, so it is still information. And there is, of course, also a feedback process. So it will also find a confirmation of a reflection, of a response. So you have the foundation, and you find also at the same time how it fits with all the rest. That is more or less how the A works in associations, and you can recognize it in the frequencies. The O is a bit different. It is, you see, it's a little bit lower, as you see there, and the most features, other features that becomes to become noticeable is not so much the formation part, because it's always left empty, and it's more clearly empty, but it's the reflections, the responses are much more clear. So this number 2 and 3 more or less. No, starts at the end of 2 and it starts in the third zone. So it is finding a reflection. The O is exactly also that. It is depending on where you will find responses. That is more or less the content of the O, and it's good to associate it and remember it, because this you will be needing to interpret sounds and where the meaning of the sounds are heading towards. So the space in between is also something that you will be most visible in the O. It's actually an interaction between the first foundation and the responses, and you will try to find a connection between the feedback processes and what you need in your what you have in need. So this is this kind of dependency in O. The U is even much lower, and it's a very slow process. It's you don't have a lot of reflection. It's the early stage of reflection, the early stage of feedback. There's not much feedback yet, and I want a foundation, but it's very much depending on what you have. And this is also some of the content that can be associated with the U or U also. The E is something different. This will reflect itself completely into feedback process in the reactions. So it is very much depending, and on what it is depending on the reflections, on the reflection you will give to give it a real foundation in something of use. The E or the E in this case, it's the sound E written like that. It is more or less, it is just like the A. It is related with all the three zones, but it is also in a process of change. So it is starting to depend. It is busy to form itself. It's busy to reflect itself. All this busyness to form itself and to find connections are busy with trying to connect with E, much more busy on all levels than, for instance, the A. And a few other letters that I will compare as well. So you have here the difference between t, d, and t. And already in the space, you will see that the time that you that dependency, if it's very short, extremely short or a bit longer, it of course will make a different emphasis. So it makes connections with our foundation, really the ground foundation, and it can be expressed as you see underneath with the to, or like to, you go toward something, or you do something. See, it is the connection points are different, or to with a very short t is a different kind of connection. And if I analyze it a little bit, then you will see that the t or the small connection is nothing more. It will direct you somewhere in a certain direction, while the double connection, the double T, in D, the double connection there, the emphasis will go much more to the process is slower. It will go to the formation. So because there's not just one point where you start from, but a double standard. There's a balance that you need to find, and this balance needs to be found in the volume. You can even see that in the reflection of the spectrograms. And then it's also easy to interpret. You can see if you just have one point of connection, the emphasis is on the direction where you can go to, like the expression of to, like do, with is a stronger connection in the material there, and you will have a formation process in do. So there you have to form. It's not just a direction. It's a all kind of formation. It's in the content. You can hear the content. You make these associations even unconsciously, and they are correct. Last example, I will explain the here the sentence I can see you, and in the what I can see here I will be able to recognize the 3 zones and the formations in these 3 zones, and I will explain them. The I, so the first word I from I can see you is clearly around 1000 megahertz. It's very strong and is around the 1000 megahertz is around the center point also. So it immediately gives you the association. Oh, I have here a clear foundation, and as this becomes my center point of vision, it's A. But it is with the letter Y at the end, so I is opening itself towards whatever it's needed. So the I is my clear foundation, center point of vision, and it deliberately connects to whatever it can connect via the letter Y, as it is supposed to do. So it's in some way it is saying like I open myself towards the world or to whatever I can do with it. Next letter is a C. It starts from between at the zone of the 2000 megahertz, so it is in the zone of formation, and it opens itself very clearly to some variations of possibilities of connections in the feedback process. So this is also exactly what the word letter is supposed to associate. Then we have in the word can, the second letter is A, but it is pronounced as A, but it is written as A. Also there it will start from this same zone, but it will try to find material in the reflection above and a bit in the reflection downward, and it has clearly a foundation and the lowest zone. So the A is a combination of what is forming itself. What is it trying to form itself? So between 2 and 3 is forming itself. It tries in the 2 zone. It tries to form itself, tries to become real, but at the same time, in the next zone, it will try to find a connection, a reflection, and it tries to find this foundation of connecting point. And in combination with the N at the end, it will try to make this connecting point very much as a grounded foundation. So I want to have it for real. So can, in a way, is like I want to find a reflection of what can be used and can form itself in reality. That's actually the meaning of the word can. You hear it immediately. You can associate it immediately. You can associate it more quickly, and you can recognize it in the frequencies. Can, if I would express it in form, I can express it like this. So the A is, of course, there's a certain middle in there, but it will try to include a variation of feedback there that is it seems to break into in this process, but the A as a foundation wants to include a new element, the N there, and that will form that will form the form of can. So can is trying to include a new element as a foundation of that it can be used as an element. That's more or less what is the meaning of the word can. It can and it's more or less the form that can be used for it. The next word is C. C, you can immediately recognize how the S is completely focused on the higher frequencies or the feedback, the immediately effect that you can see in the higher regions. This is the effect which is fully received with the S. And the second letter is E, written as A. And this is actually the whole, makes a connection. It makes a connection with this reflection, with this effect that is received. So the E is on all regions, it makes connections, as you can see. It receives, it selects, it is forming itself. The next word is you, and it immediately flows into the you with a y as a connecting point, the connecting with the formation and with the feedback process. It is connecting this part, and it ends in what is the u, and so it is. Also in all the processes, in all the regions, it makes a foundation. That's more or less everything what you can see in I can see you. So all the regions, they have their own functions. It's also in the grammar then as well. You have all the kinds of functions and all the kind of regions are interconnected. You start from a center point of vision, you connect it. Then you will find you're connected to something that you want to receive. Then you receive something in it, and then you say, "What will I receive, and where will I receive it?" It's there at the end point. So it's very simple. You can hear these frequencies directing itself, and you can analyze them, and it's the same thing. So even in sounds, it's the same thing that is happening here. So you know who is in charge is you. And the connections with the meaning of sounds makes it that you think in a certain direction. This is my center point of vision. I open myself to something. To what do I open? To what do I connect? Is in the can. What is the true connection then is to what I see. And what is that I see? It is you. So here the whole thing is in a very short time. You go from the center point of vision to your question mark, your answer, towards the object of focus. Focus. Anyhow, this was Gerald Johan van Was with another chapter or another angle related with the book Sound in Form and the meaning of letters and sounds and how to combine them in words and meanings. The book is available at Trafford in America, but there's also some distribution channels that you can also find it elsewhere. The book is also in 2 volumes, separate volumes, the development of the word and the application of the word. Thanks for watching anyhow. This was Gerald Johan Was indeed, and this was there's a website as well. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel for more instructional videos and more examples, which will be an addition to the book and a helpful guidance if you would like to learn more and adapt more to this system. Thanks anyhow. Bye bye.